Welcome to NERDvember. My name is Max James, and I'm a two-ton nerd, and for the next 18 days I will be profiling some of the movies that make me geek out. And first up, I will be profiling Highlander. It's a personal favorite movie of mine, and I will tell you why. First up is the story. The story is nothing but pure imagination and the love of storytelling, because it follows the character Connor MacLeod, played by Christopher Lambert, who was mortally wounded on the battlefield by the villain of the movie, the Kurgan, played by Clancy Brown. And shortly after he dies of his wounds, and he rises up from the dead to walk again amongst his clansmen. And it doesn't sit well with him, because they are convinced that the devil lives among him because he clearly died on the battlefield, and he's walking around like nothing happened. So they banish him from his little piece of the world, which we meet up with a few new characters. His first true love interest in the movie, Heather, and as well as another immortal, Ramirez, played by Sean Connery, who teaches him to master the sword, the rules of the gathering, and as well as a few viable life lessons. A good portion of the movie takes place in flashbacks, but it also takes place in present day, where Connor works as a antiques dealer in New York, where the gathering will take place. The gathering is an undeniable urge where all immortals will be drawn to each other to fight for the ultimate prize. And also in present day, it follows a forensic investigator who who's become highly interested in Connor because of his sword that was used early on in the movie to kill another immortal during a fight. But through her curiosity, she starts to fall for Connor, but Connor knows not to fall in love because of what happened earlier in his life with Heather, which Ramirez kind of told him to leave Heather. But he didn't, because he didn't want him to go through the heartache of watching her age and ending her bloodline, because immortals cannot bear children. And which leads to one of my favorite moments in the movie is when Heather kind of walks up a hill and you see her. She's aged, and she's really near the end of her life. And Connor hasn't aged a day. It's just one of my favorite movie moments of all time. And meanwhile, back in the present, the gathering is becoming stronger because it's coming to an end, and another mortal takes on the Kurgan and loses, setting the final battle between the Kurgan and Connor. The final battle is nothing short but epic. The final few seconds of the battle leaves you on the edge of your seat, and when finally Connor is left standing victorious, there is a sense of relief, because now he can finally live his life once again as a man. Highlander also has an amazing soundtrack by the band Queen. You got songs like Princes of the Universe, No One Wants to Live Forever, It's a Kind of Magic. And there's also a really awesome rendition of New York, New York by Freddie Mercury. This soundtrack should be sought out and listened to. Highlander may not stack up when it comes to graphics and practical effects of the time, but when you got this great, awesome story and this amazing soundtrack, everything in this movie just blends in perfectly. Even the mistakes, you don't even notice them, because you're just so drawn in to the movie itself. Highlander's also spawned a few sequels and a TV show, but one of my favorite online reviewers, his name is Noah Antwiler, or he goes by the name Spoony One. He says it best: Highlander fans have endured so much because the sequels after the original Highlander are total and utter garbage. They ruined the shroud of mystery because over the immortals saying that they are an alien race from another planet. They clearly break the rules of battle that were clearly set in the first movie. Like, you're not allowed to fight on holy ground. And all other information in the movie and the sequels just seem kind of like it's been told through a fourth-hand source. And that's really all I gotta say about the Highlander movie. It's one of my. If you've never seen this movie, I highly go see it. It fits easily within my top 10 movies of all time because of what I've mentioned and so much more that I just couldn't fit into this review. As they say, there can be only one. I am Max James, and I'm going to go geek out.